So I want to correct a record a little bit about this TMZ thing. There was a big report about me in TMZ today where they're talking about this reimbursement. Whoops. They're talking about how I got reimbursed for the Kanye 2020. And, on the Daily Beast asked me for comment, and it was all over Twitter and everything. And they're turning this into a story, and I'll talk a little bit about it. I'm not going to get into too much detail because, again, I'm not really at liberty to talk too much about it. But the thing is, it's a fake story. I mean, I'm doing political work. I'm getting my expenses reimbursed. This is not a story. I don't understand. The big headline was Milo gets reimbursed $40,000. Nick Fuentes gets reimbursed $15,000. And, what exactly is the news? It's well known that Milo was working with Ye until he was fired. So he got his expenses reimbursed. And it's also well known that I am working for Ye, and I'm also relocated to LA, and as part of that, I got my expenses reimbursed. This is just a normal way of doing things. So we'll talk about that as well, and I'll provide a little bit more insight because, it's interesting. My story is also people don't even know the full context. So I'll give a little bit of new information, a little insight into all that. I will say what's amazing is working with Ye. Of course, we all know how bad it is with the media, that the news media just makes stuff up and lies. But it seems that the more famous you get, the more there is this proclivity for them to just make things up. Because as you know, I've been lied about in the press for years, for as long as I've been doing this. But what they'll do is they'll take things that I say out of context, and they'll misinterpret what I'm saying. And it's so obvious. It's so blatant. But ever since I started working with Ye, I noticed that these paparazzi types like TMZ, they just make stuff up. And it's happened to me, and I've seen it happen firsthand to Ye. They just come up with stuff out of nowhere. And I don't know if that's the entertainment world. I don't know if that's because he's just more famous. He's just one of the most famous people. So it's like the more famous you get, the more that happens. But it's ridiculous. And so I'm reading this, and it says, Ye has parted ways with both guys. And it's like, I talked to him the other day. It's like, so that would be news to me. And we're scheduled to have a meeting this weekend. So I don't understand, again, where they're getting this. I guess they just make it up. And even with regard to the money, and we'll get into it, of course, but they got this from FEC documents and things like that. But it's, they didn't try to reach me or anything. They didn't try to reach anybody involved. If they did, maybe they'd get more insight. But anyway, I want to correct the record a little bit as much as I can and shed some light on that. And it's also kind of a slow news day. So.